As strange as this may seem, but I really wanted to do a video while I'm on my hammock. And I really needed to share this truth. There are lots of people out there in the world that will call themselves kind, loving, tender, big hearts, and they will use this language with you. But I want you to pay close attention. One of the main reasons I'm making those videos, I'm helping so many people, giving one-on-one sessions and doing these workshops, is to bring people back to their authentic truth, to be able to decipher truth from falsehood, to be also able to figure out, like, your intuition is so important, your God compass. So I call our bodies, and you'll notice in my book, Discover the Gifts of Your Disempowered Self, the body, for me, I call it the God compass. It is the loudest thing you can receive as intuition, guidance to what is working and what is not, to what you are shutting down in yourself and what you are opening up to. So when you meet people who speak a lot about how kind they are, how loving, their heart is so open, big hearts, all that kind of language. When someone is so adamant on trying to make you see that which is not true, meaning expressing themselves constantly, my heart is big, I'm so loving, people don't get it, people don't understand, on. And sometimes, a lot of times, they call themselves an empath, because now the word has been known. I'm an empath, I feel so deeply, Pay close attention. I'm telling you. Pay close attention to the words and then how you feel inside about it. Because what you know to be true inside is of great value to you. Great value. You have no idea. No idea. You'll be duped for months, maybe years, thinking, but this person, they say they're kind, they say they have a huge heart. They say all the right things, but for some odd reason, I don't feel that way around them. Pay attention to how you feel. Why? The more attuned you are to trusting yourself, to trusting your own truth, the quicker it is for you to walk away from those that don't vibrate at your frequency. If your frequency is honesty and truth, if your frequency is true kindness, then you're going to always feel a little off around those people that tend to have a strange inclination to pump up the words about themselves, but it's not truly who they are. So this is gaslighting, let's say, a little bit, but it's not the truth about who they are, right? And maybe this is a superpower I have, and I think it is, because I can always tell truth from lies, but I also have had a very hard time trusting myself. Because I'd be like, no, but they're really nice. That's another thing. You notice what language you use about the person. So there was someone I was with, and I noticed that as much as it was so hard for me to, like, break up with this person or leave this person, this friendship, I kept saying, yeah, but they're so nice. They're so nice. They're so nice. They're so nice. And then I was like, wait a minute. I started to journal, because I have to write, right? Because then I can see what my egoic mind is saying and what I'm gaslighting myself into. So then I started to write, but this person's so nice. They do this, they do that. They listen. I feel heard. I feel seen. But then my stomach started to feel a bit off when I was lying to myself. And I was like, I'm using the word nice a lot. And you'll find a video. It's coming out soon. Maybe not that soon, but it's coming out, the difference between nice and kind. And it's a massive difference. So nice is like a mask, and kind is truth, right? Kind people don't speak about themselves in kindness. They are that. They act that out. Nice people say that they're nice. And even the way that you will describe someone, notice the words you use. Words are super powerful. So I started to notice I kept calling her nice. She's so nice. She's so nice. She's so nice. And I'm like, wait a minute. Nice is a mask. Nice as a mask is not truth. nice, that means they're doing things that they don't feel, but they're afraid to not be looked at as a good person. So also notice the words in which you use with someone. So you might meet someone and be like, they're so kind, and maybe they have done nothing for you, but you can sense kindness from them, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves. Like they're transparent. Oh my God, it's so important to notice if people are transparent. They're transparent. There's like they're kind. You can feel kindness. You can also feel niceness. Niceness is a lie. It's a deception. It's a pretend. So notice how people speak about themselves. When they speak a lot about themselves, in like, poor me, the victimhood, my heart is so big, I'm such a kind person, I just love, 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 love. Don't fall for the words. It's very important. I've fallen for this most of my life, right? Because I always like to give excuses to bad behavior and to people that I don't resonate with because I didn't trust myself. And, this just also happened recently. So I'm like, damn it, rain again. But it's this training of like, now the person acts really nice, says all the nice things, but then if you pay close attention, you will hear words that are coming out that are not nice. Their experiences, the way they act, there's something within your body that will tell you the truth. And if you can come to a place where you could trust that voice more than you can trust another human being's words, and trust the inner dialogue inside that's speaking, you are free. You will be free. You will come to a place where divine wisdom is more important than the logical interpretation or what the other person says. Because you'll notice you'll be feeling drained a little bit. Maybe your energy's drained, maybe a little frustrated around this person when you're around them. Sometimes if you're very empathetic, your clairsentient is so intense, you're going to feel energetically like, I can sense that this person isn't honest, like they're not being honest. Or if they share how kind and big their heart is, but you look at their actions and the way they speak, or the energy in your body, you're like, that's just not truth. That's them gaslighting themselves and gaslighting me in the act because they want others to see them that way, and give their energy to them in that belief. But it's not even true. It's the deception. So I'm leaving this video for you because I would like you to start trusting yourself a little bit more. The more we are able to trust ourselves in the time and age we're at, like this is the time. This is the time to trust your intuition, to trust yourself, to trust your inner guidance, to trust divinity, to trust your higher self. Call it whatever you like. It's so irrelevant. Trusting the light, the frequency of light, which is within you and within every one of us, is of vital importance, especially with so much AI coming out. Now, there's a horrendous amount of narcissists, okay? The covert, the overt, the shy, the this, gaslighting people, right? People gaslighting people. And this was a good practice. Like if you were on the ball, if you figured out, narcissist, not, toxic energetically, until you fine-tuned it to, not comfortable, but I don't have to name them anything. I'm just not comfortable, and I will trust that. Then when you start to see AI videos or someone manipulating something, you're going to be able to tell the difference because your intuition is so loud, because your instincts is so loud, because you trust it more than you trust what the words coming out of the other person. So, for example, because I know how Wayne Dyer speaks and how Eckhart Tolle speaks and how, what's his name? Joe Dispenza speaks, just because I've heard them for years, right? When there's a generated AI speaking in one of their voices, I can tell it's AI because of a word they say or a breath they take that isn't them, right? But it's hearing this and trusting it, because this is a training. You're training yourself to trust and believe in yourself, even if everyone's like, no, this isn't AI, this is really them. You're like, I trust this, and then later on it uncovers and you get to see that it isn't true. So practice with the people you're around. If you feel someone is gloating about, my heart is so big, I'm so tender and emotional, and I do so much for so many people and I'm always forgotten, or whatever their sob story is, feel into it. Trust what you know inside. I have been duped a million times because of lack of trust. And I feel like Divinity has been training me over and over and over again, even till now. It just happened like 2 weeks ago. Like, it's been happening for months. And I just 3 weeks, a month ago, I was like, oh, I'm being duped again. Oh my God. And I connected all the dots. I'm like, yeah, it was right there. My intuition was so clear. I was frustrated around this person, angry, feeling confused. And I'm like, ooh, it's because I'm not trusting myself. Do the same. Feel within you. Start to trust yourself. Don't trust what people say. Trust yourself. Hear what people, even with me, listen to what I'm saying, and then go in and ask self, you, what part of it resonates? What part of it doesn't? Does it all resonate? Then I trust it. Because I trust what I heard. I trust what I feel. This is your superpower, my loves. In the time and age we're stepping into, where AI is really taking over, start to work your intuition deeply with all the people around you. Even if you continue in that friendship, relationship, colleague, dynamic, family member, continue in it with your clear awareness that your intuition just guided you and told you that this is an unhealthy dynamics, or this person isn't honest, or this person, their ego's taken over, or this person's pretending to be kind, but that's not the truth. Notice the words you use about this person between you and write it down so you can clearly see it. Very important. Start training yourself to believe in you. Believe in what you see. Believe in what you hear. Believe in what you feel. Not what the egoic mind is telling you. Truly, truly, your compass body is going to tell you. You're going to feel certain ways around somebody. Have a diary. Write them down so that you could get to know what your codes of intuition sounds like. How do you decipher the difference? Because once AI really starts taking over, your intuition is your only guidance system. It really, truly is. So practice with the people around you. Start going from doubt to trust, right? And trust yourself, and don't worry if you're right or wrong. That's irrelevant. Right now you are in training to believe and trust your intuition so you can decipher truth from false. So if you see something on the news, which I never watch, but if you do, you're going to be like, oh, I feel this isn't truth. I'm going to trust this rather than trust what the news is saying, or what this channel is saying, or what this YouTuber is saying. You're going to feel it and trust you, instead of just the way we've been functioning in this herd mentality of like, oh, did you hear what this person said? And we all start believing the crap, and that's why we are where we're at, especially as empaths or light workers or healers or sensitives of this planet, highly sensitive beings and empaths, is because we are so easily gaslit because we want to believe in humanity. We want to believe what the other person is sharing about who they are. But your superpower, my love, is to decipher the difference within you and to take that massive leap of faith and trust your intuition and say, enough is enough. I'm moving on. I cannot continue this. I'm not aligned with you, with this project, with this person, with this house, with whatever. And you're going to leave, okay? And you're going to come back home to you. And you're going to pat yourself on the back and thank yourself for being there for you. Because down the road, it'll really suck. A few years later, a few months later, you'll be like, damn, I knew it. So follow the I knew it now. We need it. We all need to tap into our truth, because a lot of stuff is about to change, my love. And your intuition is your gold, So I hope this was helpful and insightful. It was just inspired right now for me to share it. So I think it's very important to share this at this moment in time. Check out the description. I do have private sessions if you're in the mood to go really deep in your specific field. Leave your comments, subscribe, like, all the wonderful things that every YouTuber says. And your comments, but for me personally, your comments really mean a lot. It really does, because I feel the engagement and the connection, and I'm very much a community person. I love connecting with the people. I love connecting with individuals. Yes, I do feel energetically everybody that leaves a comment. I can feel them and sense them and see them in a way, which is really cool. But at the same time, I learned in a very hard way how to not absorb that energy as my own and stand in my discernment of self. It's still work in progress, but I really have it pretty honed down. So I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I give you a big hug and a kiss. Bye.